During writing time today, you're going to go ahead and look at those places that you marked with the self sticky notes or that you highlighted in orange on your document, and we're going to revise those places to include some details about what it is that you learned or how that you changed from that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that might look like using my own draft. Remember, this is a story about the first time I learned how to ride a bike and how embarrassing it was for me because I was like the only kid in the neighborhood who wasn't able um, to ride a bike at 9 years old. So you can imagine how embarrassing that was. So when I scrolled through my draft, at the very bottom here, I went ahead and marked this last line that I used, that I knew I could do it. Because that sentence to me showed that I had a kind of an aha moment, but it doesn't really do much to wrap up the story. So I think that with my writing, I could say a lot more about that moment and what I learned in that. So I marked that spot. And, um, just thinking about why that moment was special to me. And it wasn't just because it was the first time that I managed to learn how to ride a bike after all those years, but it was a big deal because I finally stopped feeling embarrassed. And it kind of taught me a lesson that everything just happens in its own time. I wasn't ready to ride a bike at 6 or 7 or 8. I couldn't rush it. I had to do it when I was ready. Um, so I was thinking like now I don't have to worry or compare myself to other people. When I'm ready to try something new or do something new, I'll do it like on my own time. So I might think about revising the way that I end this. And over here, since I did mine already typed, I might go ahead in the comment box and try something like this. All my embarrassment and fear vanished as I realized that I could, in fact, ride a bike. I'm going to go ahead and add that I had done it. Done it in my own way and in my own time. And I'm going to go ahead and state the lesson that I learned. I learned an important lesson that day. I don't have to compare myself to anyone else. Things will happen for me when I am ready. Oops. All right. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is use that same procedure to go ahead and add information about learning or change in your own draft. So go back through the places that you marked in orange or that you marked with a sticky note and see what revisions you can make. If you are doing this in your notebook, find that place that you marked with a sticky note and just put a little caret. Use the space in between the lines to add your revision. Again, if you want to experiment with several ways to revise and you don't want to commit to one yet, you might practice some of those sentences on a post-it note and just add post-it notes to your draft. And then that way, when we come back to school, you can share with your partner. Your partner can help you figure out which one makes the most sense or which one is the strongest sentence. If you did this on a Google Doc, go ahead and try it in the comment section. Try a couple of ways. And then again, when we come back to school tomorrow and you get to confer with your partner, you can share with them a couple of different options and have them help you decide. So during writing time today, you're going to be asked to add any information about what you've learned or how you changed to your draft. You might go back and add some more, look for places where you want to express your personality or show your unique way of writing. You might want to find some places where you could add some more sensory details, and maybe your story still isn't finished. So go ahead and keep working on and adding to your story until it is finished.